welcome to the Engineering Emotions and Energy Podcast. I'm your host, Justin Wink. Today, I'm going to be talking about how to succeed at love. Why is it that for a romantic relationship to be successful, someone's got to die at the end? It's just ridiculous. So, how to succeed at love? Redefine the definition of success. That's what we're going to be talking about. Yeah, this is a good time leading up to Valentine's Day, because this is going to be released before Valentine's Day of 2022. Yeah, I'm sure whenever you listen to this, it's going to be the appropriate time. Yeah, this can be one of those like really intense times for a lot of people, whether you're single or you're in a relationship, because you might start asking like, oh my gosh, am I going to go my entire life and maybe never really succeed at love? Are my romantic relationships going to end in failure, or am I never going to get one, never even have a chance at succeeding? So it can be very stressful. And a lot of that comes from what is the definition of a successful relationship, succeeding at love. And for many of us, whether we're consciously aware of it or not, that really comes from, that a successful relationship is tied to a successful marriage. And part of that is that till death do us part portion of the vows that, we see in TV and movies and, even at real weddings still to this day. And like, that's a lot of pressure that like, you got to go until one or both of you dies. So it's like, you really don't even know that you succeeded until that happens. It could take decades. And if you're the one that dies, you wouldn't know until you're dead. I don't want to wait till I'm dead to find out if I did a good job or not. I want to feel like I'm doing a good job day in, day out. So how to be successful at love? It's all about redefining the definition. And so you might be asking like, all right, Justin, I've heard some of your other episodes, like, you're just still getting divorced, so why would I listen to you? Well, if you want to be happy, just take this as consideration. If you want to keep believing what you've been believing and it's been working for you, hey, by all means, I'm not here to take anything away from you. I don't want to feel like a failure just because I had a marriage and I decided, and we mutually decided it's not working together. So we decided to part ways. I want to feel like I can still be successful at love, even with that history and where I currently am and going on into the future. I'm going to propose a few questions that you can ask yourself as criteria for a successful, loving relationship. The first is, do you love the other person with awareness, discernment, and without expectation? Basically, do you love them like I love the ocean? And my last podcast episode 83, was all about this. So I'm not going to go about that. I'm going to say, go listen to that one if you haven't heard that one quite yet. The next question is, are you each able to grow to your fullest potential? Because there's all things that we desire to achieve, in life. It could be career. Maybe we want to be earning more money, or maybe we want to get a certain job, or we want to be having a certain impact in the world, benefiting certain types of people in lots of different ways. Or maybe it's just, we have physical goals, like we want to do a marathon, or maybe there's just certain things we want to explore, like what is the meaning of life, deep spiritual questions. And your partner can either be a partner in that, or they can be your biggest drag on your dreams. And you can also be the same to the other person as well. You could either be supporting them, encouraging, like, yeah, that sounds great. How can I help? Or you can be like, what? Are you crazy? That's never going to work. Like, that's just a complete waste of time. You're just going to... I was talking to a friend earlier today, and she wanted to, bring in some help around the house so that she could, instead of they both work. It's a, professional couple. They both work. And she wanted to bring someone in to, help with dishes and laundry and other stuff around the house. Brought this up to her husband, and the husband's like, well, if you just free up that time, you're just going to get busy with something else. So what's even the point? Her point was, I'm going to get busy with the stuff that really matters to me, that, is lighting me up, getting me closer to how I feel like I can fulfill my potential in this world. So are you each able to grow each other to your fullest potential? And I probably should have gone through all the questions and then circled through. So I'll tell you the questions, and then I'll give you examples of what I mean. So we've already gone over love the person with awareness, discernment, without expectation. And then are you able to grow to your fullest potential? Then the other question is, do you each actively work to communicate these desires and your boundaries? Next, do you each feel understood and respected and like you're able to get your needs met? Next is, when these previous questions have not been met, do you recognize it and do you actively work to resolve that? Because ideally they should all be yes, but someday you might wake up and go like, holy shit, that my this person is not helping me reach my full potential. Are you honest about that? And then are you going to do something about it? And maybe maybe the desire is not there on either side. And that's when this other question becomes crucial. When the desire to work it out is no longer there for either of you, do you then transform the nature of the relationship with love and kindness? So circling back to, do you actively work to communicate your desires and your boundaries? So like that example of my friend, wanting to bring in someone to help with the housework. She communicated that. Lots of people have something they want and they never tell their partner. This could happen from something simple like, wanting to get some help around the house. Could be, certain desires in the bedroom. It could just be, hey, I don't want to go visit your relatives for Christmas. It's important to communicate your desires. Again, circling back to, loving without expectation, doesn't mean that your desire is going to be met by this other person, but at least they're communicated. And then, do you have boundaries? Like, are there words you don't want said to you, or are there things that you don't want to do that make you feel uncomfortable? Like, is it uncomfortable for you to go to a party where everybody's drinking because you're sober and you just don't like, are you communicating those boundaries? Again, you might decide that you'll let a boundary slide or whatever, but it's going to be important that you feel comfortable expressing your boundaries and expressing your desires. This is something that I, in the past, had a really hard time doing because I was just a total people pleaser, where it's just like, yeah, I can be there then. I can do this. I can do that. And then eventually I would be so resentful that I wasn't getting what I want. And then I would not put up a boundary. I would start throwing bricks from my wall and being like, there's my boundary. Like, get out of here. Like, what are you doing and wasting all my time with that? But I'd never expressed my desire, and I never set up a firm boundary ahead of time. And as I've been doing that more and more lately with friends and other people, it's a lot easier and a lot smoother. Sometimes I get what I want, and then other times I don't. But I, expressed it, and then the other person's like, no, one way or the other, that's not happening. And then I'm able to go get it met somewhere else, which brings me to the other question to ask, which is, do you feel understood and respected and able to get your needs met? Because if you're not communicating these things, then there's probably no way that you could ever feel like your partner is understanding you or respecting your desires. And they might not be able to meet your desires. Like, because just not everyone can do everything, or they don't want to do everything. A lot of people love to be massaged. They just love to be massaged. I love to be massaged. I love it. I do not love giving a massage. Like, as I like it, a little bit here or there, but like, I really not a fan of someone's like, hey, could you, give me a 1 hour massage right now? I'm just like, I really don't want to. I don't want to do that. I'm sure you'll love it. I don't really want to do that. It's not something that I enjoy. Yet, it's very important that someone express that, and then I could help facilitate, like, maybe purchasing a massage, at a spa or something, or at least I can express that, hey, no, that's just not something I do. And then they can go get a massage from somebody else. Because it's important that, we all have things we need, and they're going to get met one way or the other. And if they're communicated and they're out in the open, we can get them met in a healthy way that is going to grow the relationship, grow the love, instead of like something happening on the down low, like, I don't know, doing the, yeah, just, it's really good. And then you want to be doing this for your partner as well. Like, are you trying your best to understand and respect what your partner needs, and then finding a way to allow them to get their needs met. One of my really early girlfriends when I was in college, actually my first girlfriend, I really enjoy, intellectual conversations like on religion and politics. Like I just love that. And, she was brilliant engineer. She's great, awesome, but she just did not, probably still doesn't to this day, enjoy talking politics or literally just be like that. Back then she would just say like, that's stupid. I don't want to talk about that. And I found that really frustrating because like I had a need to like talk about like, different religions and their thoughts on, spirituality and then, politics, like what's going on with various types of initiatives and things like that. I really enjoyed that. And at that time, I didn't have the abilities or capabilities to go find other friends to have those discussions with. So I just went frustrated and eventually, I broke up. There's probably some other things too. That was a big thing. I really didn't feel like there was that intellectual connection. Was that meant to, go for a long time? I don't know. Maybe not. Could have gone longer if I had actively communicated, I need this and I'd like to have other people that I could talk to. It would have given it what Michael Burnoff likes to call half a chance. It would have been half a chance that it would have worked out a little bit longer or been a little bit smoother for a longer time. Then that brings us to, are you loving the person like you love water? Are you each able to grow to your fullest potential? Do you each actively work to communicate your desires and boundaries? And do you each feel understood and able to get your needs met one way or the other? Then the most important thing is, are you able to recognize it when this is not happening? And then are you willing to work on it? Because if you're not able to honestly, go and ask these questions, at least to yourself, and go like, that's a yes, that's a yes, that's a yes, that's a yes. And then next day, yes, yes, no, uh-oh. That means there's some work that needs to be done. It's some communication to bring up, what's going on. And maybe it's all internally. And so maybe you don't actually need to talk to the other person yet. Maybe it's just time to go like bounce something off a friend. Like, hey, this person's engaging in like some behaviors. I don't know about this. And then you bounce that off of a friend and they can kind of be a mirror of like, oh, well, maybe it sounds like there's maybe a boundary you need to bring up. Like maybe, you just need to have some context, or maybe you're having some expectations which are not really warranted. So some of this doesn't necessarily mean it's work with the other person, but it's work you definitely have to do to figure out, well, what's going on. And then maybe it is like you're going to have a conversation. Like you discover that, hey, there's a boundary when when you go do this activity, you act this way, and I would just rather not be around you at that point. Maybe that's boundary like that has to be put up, and that could be uncomfortable. Yet it's through this discomfort that we grow our connection stronger, and we're able to love each other and enjoy each other that much more. And so you might, oftentimes that's going to resolve it. You kind of get to this, you return to this mutual understanding through these tough conversations, and you're able to come to new arrangements on ways that you can understand, communicate, allow each other to get to your fullest potential. Yet other times it just might get to a point where on either side, it's just like, yeah, I get it. That fucking sucks. Like, yeah, but I just can't do that. I get that you want to be, have romantic physical love. I just don't have it in me to have that with you, like you would like. It hurts. It's going to hurt. Yet how much more painful is it to not have that conversation and go, possibly years, and then find out later that that there was all of that, discomfort, unmet needs, anger, resentment, just because somebody didn't want to say how they truly felt and that they really did not have an interest in working on it and making it work. That's so much more harmful than saying your uncomfortable truth that, yeah, I'm not up for working through this. I think it's time that something changes. And so that this is the point where a lot of people go, it's a fucking failure. It's about to be over. That means it's no good in love. So no good in life. Gonna just have to do better next time or something. I don't know. And I say, No, no, no. There is still one more question. It's not an ending of the relationship. It's a transformation of the nature of the relationship. And can you do it with love and kindness? That's the question you want to ask. So if you can modify the nature of the relationship with love and kindness, you're still successfully loving and you're still successfully relating. We have all types of relationships. So yes, there's romantic ones, but then there's friendships, there's acquaintances, there's people we used to know. There's people that for now there's just no need to be in contact with. In the future, who knows? These are just transformations of relationships. And those are still successful relationships because, again, if you're doing all of the things that we've been talking about, loving like you love water, getting to grow to your fullest potential, communicating and feeling respected, getting your needs met, being honest with yourself about all this, then to me, that is successful. That is living a fantastic life in relation to other people. And if you can ask these questions every single day that you're in a relationship with somebody, that's the most successful because it's that ignoring, that numbing out, that pretending everything's fine, la, 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 la. That's what kind of leads to taking someone for granted or ignoring issues and leading to some deep, deep hurt that takes a lot more time or a lot more effort to unwind. So to me, this is me talking from my experience with lots of relationships, lots of love. And I love to love. And I want more people to, feel loved, love themselves and love other people. So that's why I do what I do. And that's why I'm sharing what I'm sharing is because I want to, give you some possibility at having some success in love instead of this overwhelming till death do us part. Holy shit. That is so overwhelming. So to me, if you want a successful love relationship, you just got to be able to ask these questions every day. Do you love them like you love the ocean? Are you able to grow to your fullest potential? Do you actively work to communicate? Do you feel understood and like you're able to get your needs met? And when the above criteria are not met, do you recognize it and do something about it? And when either one is no longer willing to do the work, do you just transform the nature of the relationship with love and kindness? So to me, if you're able to just be doing those questions and being open to the answers, you're a success when it comes to love. So really curious, what you think about this. So hit me up, podcast at justinwink.com or on social media, Justin Wink, Ph.D. on Facebook, on Instagram. You can find me on LinkedIn. I'm on TikTok now. Also YouTube channel. And if you want to work on loving yourself a little bit more, feeling relaxed, recharged, reconnected, we do some great things every Tuesday with the Tuesday 20 at 12:05 p.m. Pacific time. That's live streamed on both YouTube and on Facebook. Justin Wink PhD. Just find that. And you're like, Justin, I'm in a different time zone or I'm busy. Well, one, it's only 20 minutes. So I'd say carve out some time. Yeah. Otherwise, if just that particular time doesn't work, I got some really, really fantastic news for you. They're recorded, so you can circle back to these whenever you want, and that includes all the ones. I've been doing this for like over 2 months now, so there's like over eight episodes of these mini exercises that you can just do at any time. Where I get you chilled out, and then I get you energized, and I get you reconnected with yourself and what you want to do, feeling good, feeling great. It's just that easy. So check those out. Please subscribe on the YouTube channel. Comment, like stuff so that lets the algorithms know that this is something people want. And also subscribe to this podcast and let a friend know. Get the word out, and looking forward to very, very happy Valentine's Day for all of you, whether you're with someone or not, because either way, you're at the very least relating to yourself, and you can apply all of these criteria to the relationship you have with yourself. Boom! How fun is that? All right. Thanks so much, and good day.